So like I said, I'm sharing some information that I've been learning and I'm going to be implementing. Sorry, I keep looking at my hair. Learning and implementing from a group that I'm in. I think some of you are in as well, but I'm kind of consolidating it. So hopefully it will still be good information for you. And the first thing I want to talk about is the power of like scheduling your groups, looking at, 1 month, 2 month, 3 months out, involving other coaches because we're all busy so that you can like take, you can take turns posting and things like that. That does help take the load off as far as the busyness of some of our groups. But really look at your calendar. And currently I have a calendar that's like a desk calendar. It's really not how I like to operate, but this is what I have right now. I'm going to start using the Passion Planner come June. I'm too cheap to like just quit the book I have. I'm going to finish it. And then I start my new book. Anyway, but I have a calendar. And this has been suggested multiple times to me, not to me, but in other groups that I've participated in, is having, when you look at your calendar, plan out your free groups to be the last week of the month. So it would be like the 4th or the 5th week of the month, because the purpose of that is that you're going to be making those quick relationships in those 5 days that you have a free group, whether it be a sweat challenge, a clean eating challenge, an ab challenge. I even did a money management challenge and a time management challenge. I got one challenge pack sale out of that. Not ideal. I mean, obviously I'd like to get more, but these free groups, the whole purpose is having at the end of the month. So you have lots of people that you've already formed a relationship with that see the value that you give. And then you can invite them into a 21 or a 30-day challenge. Okay. So week 4 or 5 would be a free group. Week 1 of the following month would be the week you heavily invite. Like you are just talking to all those people that you were in your free group. And you're talking and you're inviting and you're, this, that, and the other. And then week 2, you're enrolling for your challenge group. You're enrolling these people. You might still be inviting as well. And also week 2, you're prepping for that challenge group. Week 3 is the start of your challenge group, your 21 to 30-day challenge group. And then you circle back around week 4 and 5. Again, week 4 or 5, some months have 4 weeks, some have 5, is going to be your free group again. And you just keep doing that. And I really like that. That really simplifies it for me. And it just makes sense. I have been talked to about it before, but the way that she has shared it just made more sense to me. And I'm such a visual person that like when I look at the calendar, then I can be like, all right, well, I'm promoting for my free group this week. So next week, Erin and I are going to run a free group next week. And I know this week I need to promote for my free group. Okay. And everyone loves free. And then next week we'll be running the group. And then the week after that, inviting to a challenge group. The week after that, inviting and enrolling. And the whole premise is that you can hit Success Club 10 by the 1st or 2nd week of the month. That's the goal. Okay. Because so many of us, and myself included, there's been months where at the last week of the month, I am scrambling to get Success Club. And this is a nice, easier way that we're not putting pressure, because I think people can sense when there's so much urgency in us that they can sense it. When we're just doing it and we're feeling it and we're being genuine, which I know we all are anyway, but taking that urgency off, I think it makes a difference in your relationships. So a couple things about free groups that will be helpful. And I have been guilty of this, not putting as much effort into it. I like to put a lot more effort into my challenge groups, which we still should. But the value of putting a lot of effort into the free groups is going to fast track your relationships. It's going to make your relationships for your cold market grow more quickly. So, and I had never really thought of it that way. It's Megan Eggleston. She was like, it's called microwaving your relationships, which means it's like making them fast and growing quick. And they see the value that you can provide quickly rather than you talking about it, sharing about it, and doing this, that, and the other. This is a quicker way for you to do it. So she suggested, and you don't have to do it this way, is creating an event on Facebook. And so you create an event, sort of inviting people to it. Obviously, you're going to personally invite, you're going to promote it like on your personal and your fitness page or your like page. If you have both, do it on both. And obviously, you're going to share that this is a free accountability group, that there's going to be prizes. What are you eating, Erin? That's hilarious. That was a weird view.
Really plain Greek yogurt with a little bit of Shakeology mixed in.
Oh, is it that Greek yogurt that tastes like sour cream?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think I had enough calories today because I was shaking during my workout, so I needed something.
I don't ever have that problem. Okay, so you create an event, and then you don't have to. Within the event, you can start forming people by talking about your before and after. Sharing a before and after picture is huge, whether you like it or not. You don't have to show your everything. You don't have to get in a bikini or anything, but even if you get in, I don't know if any of you guys follow Kim Gillenov. I don't know if I pronounced her last name, but her before and after picture, she's fully clothed, but you can see, she just has like shorts on and a little bit of a form-fitting shirt on, and her before and after pictures are very evident. You can still be modest if you would like to. You don't have to do it in a sports bra or a bathing suit or anything like that. Nathan, you don't have to do it in a sports bra. So just kidding. All right. So, but a before and after picture is really helpful. So people see the value and what it's doing for you. And maybe you're still on your journey. That's totally okay. Do a progress picture. Talk about your personal goals within the event, and then create momentum within the event. And if you want to, well, maybe I wouldn't do it then. In the actual group, once you get your people into the group, you can create like a form and and talk to everyone about the expectations in the group, that there is going to be certain expectations, because people need to understand that you're putting work into this. This isn't, you're not just like, okay, we are doing it for fun, but I mean, you put a lot of effort and work into this. People need to, provide back. So create some guidelines and say, these are what I expect of you. And she suggested having everyone do a before picture and sending it to you. Like they have to do a before picture. Okay. And again, they don't have to be in a bathing suit or a sports bra or anything like that. They can, whatever, just as is, whatever it may be, submitting a before picture and some before stats. And I've done that for challenge groups, but I have not done that for 5-day free groups, which I thought was interesting. It's just creating more of the accountability and showing the value of what accountability can do for you, because anyone can buy a fitness program. Anyone can look on Pinterest and find food plans, but what we're providing is an experience. We're providing an accountability experience, and I think that's why we're valuable, okay? We're not salesmen, because like I said, they can go on the Beachbody website and buy anything they want for the same price. But what we're doing is we're providing an added layer of, like I said, accountability and support that, most people struggle to stay on fitness programs and nutrition programs. It's hard, when you don't have people cheering you on and keeping you accountable. So those expectations, let's see here. What were some of the expectations? One of the other things is when you provide the meal plan, don't give it all up front. Do it only 1 or 2 days in advance for each day, because people will just take the menu and run, first of all. Second of all, they need to understand, like, this is not about, it's not necessarily really about the menu. Like I said, they can grab stuff wherever they want. This is about accountability. And I have had people before say, I need the whole menu in advance, and because I'm going to meal prep on Sunday, Like I do all my meal prepping on Sunday. And Megan was kind of funny in her video. She was like, if they're meal prepping on Sunday, I don't know why they need me, because most people don't meal prep for the whole week. You know, she's already a rock star. She doesn't need it. So, you know, but if people say that, just explain to them, hey, I understand that. But I will make sure you are prepped, you know, what you need. But for accountability purposes, this is how we're running it. And, you know, if they've already bought the groceries, they're going to follow the meal plan. So you kind of have to just say it in a nice way, like basically, no, you're not going to give them the whole week's meal plan. The other thing is make a requirement that they check in with you and make it known to them that they will not be staying in the group if they are not checking in on a regular basis, if they're not checking in on the posts. And you don't have to be hardcore about it. Just make it clear, like, listen, this is what I'm providing for you, and this is what I need back from you. And if, you know, and just explain, like, the people that are able to do that will stay in the group. And if you talk to people privately, you could just be like, hey, I haven't seen you post or comment. Is everything going okay? How are things going? And that would be a way to generate a conversation. If they're like, oh, I was so busy. Okay, I'll check in now. Or what if they don't respond, then you can just remove them out of the group. No big deal. And then what it does for them, it doesn't have to be like hard feelings. What it shows to them, like, you were serious, that this is something you take seriously, and you know, want people to have good results. So let's see here. You're also going to want to have personal conversations with them regarding their goals at the beginning. So you're going to, I mean, there's a lot of prep work. Now, my free groups, I don't get that many people, but some coaches get like 100 people in their groups, but they pour into these groups. If any of you have ever done Jesse Regan training, he has always said, like, you pour without any expectations in return. You pour into free things and provide value as much as you can without any expectation in return. And what will happen is you will get things in return, because people can see that genuine, you know, desire to help others. So you're going to be pouring a lot into these groups, but you'll get a lot out of it as well. So having those conversations about goals. Now, as far as the groups go itself, you can, like, there's some different things you can do. If they bring a friend, you could put them in a raffle for a free sample of Shakeology. She was saying, like, if you have a repeat free group challenger, which we all had, you could just say to them, you know, your new expectation is if you've done like 2, then on the 3rd one, you have to bring 3 friends, which means 3 new friend requests for you, 3 new relationships to form. And so those that's an easy referral piece in relationships to start right off the bat, right there. So make that a requirement. And let's see here, what were some of the other things she said? Bring 3 friends. And then at the end of the week, for people that engaged, you know, just kind of keep talking about, like, if you've engaged and participated in at least 1 post a day or whatever the requirement is, make that up. You're going to a drawing for a prize or a sample of Shakeology. Like, I have a whole 30-day supply of samples of Shakeology, so I'm going to use those for free things all the time. The other thing, going back to the meal plan, include Shakeology in your meal plan. It's a good way to put a plug in for Shakeology. And you can just say, hey, you know, if you're not drinking Shakeology, that's okay, but this is what it's for. This is what it does for you. If you have it and you want to try it, you know, you could send either, it's up to you. You can send a couple free samples, or you can have them PayPal you $10 for a couple samples. It's a good way to get them thinking about it and the value of it. And then she said the end of the group, by Thursday, is when you're going to start talking about your 21-day group. So that's day 4 of your free group. You're going to start inviting to the 21-day challenge. And she said one thing that she does is she provides an incentive to order by Saturday. So that's already, like, it's either the first day of the month or the end of the previous month, whatever it is. And then that person can go in a drawing for a $25 gift card to Target or whatnot. So you do put skin in the game, but I think it's okay. You get so much more back in return. Don't be afraid to spend money for people. It makes it more fun for them, and people like prizes. So I'm going to try. I really liked that idea of, in that invite on Thursday, order by Saturday, then you're going to go in a drawing for a $25 gift card. Do little mini challenges within the group. You can say, you can do like a plank challenge day, like whoever does the longest plank is going to get this or that, or go in the drawing, or whatever you want it to be. So make it fun and exciting so that people recognize, like, this is a mini example of what a 21-day group, and they can think, wow, this could, how much it could change them. Now you're going to have repeaters, people that like to keep this, getting the freebies, and that's okay. I was one of those people. In the beginning, when Wendy invited me, I was like, no, I can just do free groups. I'll just do the free clean eating challenges. But what you'll find is that you join a free clean eating challenge and you think you're going to keep going, and then you fall off the wagon. And then you got another free group come up. Oh, I'm going to do it. Keep going. And then you fall off the wagon. And what people will soon realize, like, oh, I really need that accountability. And so when you keep inviting, like we've talked about before, you have to kind of repeat invite. Typically it takes several invites before someone joins. That's another way that people learn, like, that accountability piece is what we're providing for people. Obviously we have wonderful programs. Obviously Shakeology is amazing, but we're beyond the sales. We are an experience. We are the accountability. We are, the people that are going to provide resources and help and all of those good things. And I think that's something we can't lose sight of when we're, inviting people and talking to people about programs and this, that, and the other, that we're not trying to sell for Beachbody. We're trying to create a brand for ourselves, like what value we can provide as people, as coaches, to challengers and help them see success. Now she shared, and I hope it's not a big deal that I share. Oh, there's chats here. I didn't even see some of the chats. Did I mute everyone? Okay, sorry, Melissa, I just saw your comment. Yeah, there was some background noise. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh, Aaron's tornado siren went off. Oh, and DeWitt. Okay. Hopefully everything's okay. I'm going to text her. Probably all this crazy weather. Anyway, I have a resource that I'd like to share with you guys in Team All-Stars. I'll post it in Team All-Stars that she shared with us, like exactly how she runs a free group. And steal away. And her philosophy, oh, she just texted me back. They're in the basement. So I'll share that with you. Her philosophy was like, she's like, sharing is caring. She's like, we're all coaches to help each other. And I love that mentality. And that's kind of the way I feel too, is like, we should just share our resources with each other. Why reinvent the wheel constantly? That's ridiculous. We're all going to bring our own flavor to things because we're all different people and we have different personalities and we can bring our own flair to things. But the system works really well for her. And what day is today? Is April 10th. And she said she's at SC16. So that would be great for me. I'd be excited to be at SC16 on the 10th of the month. So I'll go ahead and share that. Does anyone have any other cool tips regarding free groups? I know a lot of you have run free groups before. Some of you have, that you feel like could be value that I might have missed. Like, your free group can be anything. It can be like, be creative with it. Like Erin is going to do, not this month, but next month, an autoimmune group because that's something that's part of her brand, is just like really hitting that, so it doesn't have to be like clean eating or, be creative with it, but make it valuable. Like Wendy's doing the intermittent fasting. That's really interesting. It's something different, and, research some different ideas. I know there's water challenges, squat challenges, ab challenges, plank challenges, and you can do those as well. Just put your own spin on it. So that's something to think about. So what I think would be awesome if you guys started really looking at your months forward. And that really, honestly, I've talked about motivation before, and like how motivation is really just like planning, having a plan before you and making it easy for yourself. And this really helps me. When I have a plan before me, there's no motivation needed. I'm not like sitting down like, oh, what do I need to do? I already know what I have to do. Like boom, 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 done. You know, it doesn't have to be crazy difficult. So do that this week. Make a plan for the rest of April and all of May. I would challenge you to do that. Like my goal is to kind of make a plan for all the way through the summer. So that's my goal for me, so that I can kind of plan everything moving forward. I wonder if a couple people are in the basement. Tracy, you're in DeWitt, aren't you? Was there a siren by you? Yeah, are you already in the basement? No, you're not. You're being risky. So anyway, okay. So on a different note, I posted about it in Team All Stars. Some of you are already in it, or you may or may not know, some of us are doing a recruiting challenge the month of April. We're trying to recruit 20 coaches, and I ran a squats and snacks one lot and had 50 people. That's awesome. That's a good number. Anyway, some of us are doing a challenge of trying to recruit 20 new coaches in April. That's like a really big goal. Like, I don't think I've recruited more than a handful in 1 month. So with that being said, like there's going to be regular What is Coaching events happening throughout the month of April. And a few of us are hosting one on Wednesday night. It's totally still in the works. It's only 2 days away, but invite people, like do some cold inviting, or, that's what I've been doing. I've invited probably 150 people over the last 5 days, and I have about 15 people interested. So between Sunday and Wednesday. So my hope is a handful of them sign up as a coach. What do you have to look? The way I look at it is, first of all, you're planting a seed. And really all I'm saying is like, hey, how are you doing? What's new? And, then I'll say, listen, hey, I've noticed XYZ about this person. And, you have to personalize it to you. And like, it has to be someone you actually want on your team too. It can't just be random people. I've noticed this about you, and I don't know how much you know about what I do, but I really think you'd be a really cool addition to my team. Have you ever considered it? I have an event coming up, a Facebook event coming up, and I'd love to have you in it. No pressure or strings attached. And I don't want you to get the impression that I'm going to pressure you in any way, shape, or form. But what do you think about it? Boom. That's what I've sent about 150 of them. And some people, Erin said our kids are freaking out. Some people will respond and say, oh, thank you so much. That was so nice. I don't know if it's for me right now. And that's okay. But I'll still continue a conversation with them. A lot of people will say no, 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 and then yes. And then I'll just try to find out why, what are their concerns about, and then I'll try to answer those questions. Some people won't respond, and I will follow up with them in about a week. My goal is to get them to say no. Like, actually, the words come out of their mouth or out of their fingers. Like, they need to say the word no. If they really don't want to do it, they need to say no. That's my mentality. But many of them will respond really nicely, or say no, or say yes. And I haven't had any people that are like, no, I did. One person said F no. But she was joking. She's like a friend. She's like, F no, hope everything's great. And I just was like, I just did the laughing face. I'm like, so I just kept it light. But that was the only one. And I didn't take offense to it because I didn't think it was that big of a deal, because I kind of know how she is. So consider that, I think it'd be a good opportunity. So we're doing one Wednesday. I think there's going to be one next Monday, in a different line of coaches, and probably 2 a week through the whole month of April. So start inviting, and I'll keep you guys all posted. And if you want to help run, let me know. Like, especially if you're a newer coach, I would love to have you guys get involved with it, because it's good practice to just even share your story, like how you got involved, and maybe even ease some fears about starting off. Like, that we're not all scary people or something. I don't know. Because some people get scared, like, what do I do now? You know, it doesn't have to be a big scary thing. So just let me know. Why don't you have your pajamas on? Go get your pajamas on. She's making a debut again. So any questions or thoughts about anything? Anything at all? Okay, I've looked at all the comments. All right. That's rock the rest of April. Yes. And I encourage you all to make sure you're working with someone, team up with someone, or more than one person. You don't have to team up with them every month, but let's work together. Let's, mix it up sometimes. I know we've talked about success partners in the past. Many of us don't have one, but if you do, that's great. If you don't, this is a good opportunity to get to know other people in our groups, or on our team and our downline. So, and that can be a lot of fun. So anyway, what time Wednesday night? 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I posted it in Team All-Stars not that long ago. And what it will be is it's like an event on Facebook, and I haven't hashed out all the details. There's 3 of us for sure are going to be doing it. Ashley mentioned she might help out, and then
Ava will help out.
Ava will help out. Just kidding. And we're just going to post like a series of live videos about different topics. Like some people are nervous, like I'm not at my goal weight. Like some people are nervous about that. Or I'm not a salesperson, or I don't like to be on social media, or how do I make money? That kind of thing. So we'll hit certain topics and just answer those questions. So their burning questions will be answered in the group, and it'll be like an hour long, and it'll be like a series of live videos is basically how it goes. And if there's only like 4 or 5 of us, we'll just each hit a couple of questions instead of just one. So they're fun, and we keep the event open for a week so people can look at the videos on their own time. But I like to give prizes to people who listen live. Send them Shakeology samples or whatever. People love that stuff.
Today the 10th.
Nicole, so many of us do.
Today the 10th.
Yes, it's April 10th. So, yeah. So it's a good opportunity to, the other way you could look for success partners too is if you're in Team Body Burn. I don't know if you're added to that group. That is 4 generations up from me. So Wendy's coach, Wendy's my coach, Megan is Wendy's coach, Sarah is Megan's coach. It's her downline, and it's giant. And that would be a good place to start meeting some other coaches if you're looking for a success partner. So just something to think about. If you're not in that group, let me know. I can add you to it. So I'm going to sign off because this girl isn't even in her pajamas yet. So
that's amazing, girl.
All right, Nicole, I'll add you in it. It's a good group. There's lots of resources in there too. So, all righty, everyone. I will see you all soon. No. Take a look in Team All-Stars for that event. Start inviting for that. Plan out your month for your free groups. Ava, stop. Plan your month out for your free groups, and let's rock April. All right, we'll see you soon.
Peace out.